All right, let's get right into it. We're going to break down 10 really powerful psychological blueprints. Think of them as cheat codes that'll help you master social situations, make you way more productive, and even change how you remember your own life. I mean, life's complicated, right? But what if you had a few simple tricks up your sleeve to just gain an edge? Well, that's what we're doing. We're going to explore some powerful psychology hacks you can start using like today. And you've got to stick around for the last one. Trust me, it is a total game changer. So, first up, let's talk about dealing with other people. These first few tricks are all about navigating your social world with a bit more influence and, a lot less awkwardness. Okay, so you need a favor from someone. How you ask is literally everything. Instead of just jumping in with your request, try starting with these 4 simple words. I need your help. So what's the magic here? Well, this phrase does more than just ask for a favor. It actually makes the other person feel like they're the hero, the one person who can solve your problem. It taps right into our deep-seated desire to feel important and needed, and that makes it way, way harder for them to say no. Let's picture a scenario we've all been in. A tense meeting or a conversation with someone who's getting a little aggressive. Your first instinct is probably to back away, right? But the secret trick here is to do the exact opposite. This is wild, right? It just shows how much physical space affects our psychology. See, most fights happen face-to-face, across a table, but by sitting right next to them, you completely break that confrontational setup. It's just weird for them to stay aggressive when they have to physically turn their whole body to look at you. It can diffuse the tension almost instantly. Have you ever asked someone a question and gotten an answer that just feels incomplete? Like they're not telling you the whole story? Well, instead of firing off more questions, there's a really powerful nonverbal trick you can use. The secret sauce is that 1-2 punch of silence and steady eye contact. It creates this social vacuum that people feel an overwhelming need to fill. They just can't stand the awkward silence. And more often than not, they'll just keep talking and end up telling you exactly what you wanted to know, all without you saying another word. And this just shows 2 different flavors of influence. On one hand, you've got that direct, I need your help, which makes people feel needed in the moment. But then there's the Ben Franklin effect, which is a bit different. You get them to do a small favor for you, like lending you a book, and their brain goes, I just did something nice for them. I must kind of like them. It's a much more subtle, long-term way to build a connection. Okay, so we've hacked our social world. Now let's turn that focus inward. Let's look at a few blueprints for managing our own minds. Everything from getting things done to calming our anxieties. Oh man, we've all been there. Staring at a giant restaurant menu or to-do list a mile long and you're just frozen. That's choice paralysis. And there's a super simple system to beat it. See, here's the thing. Our brains are actually pretty good at handling about 4 options at a time. Any more than that, and we get overwhelmed. So instead of trying to compare all 20 choices at once, you just break them down. You turn this overwhelming decision into a simple little tournament. It's an amazing way to stop indecisiveness right in its tracks. Now, let's talk about procrastination, the ultimate enemy of productivity. The secret to finally beating it lies in this cool psychological principle called the Zeigarnik effect. And what it means is that our brains absolutely hate leaving things unfinished. And this is how you can actually use that effect to your advantage. You don't have to promise yourself you'll finish that huge, scary project. No, just promise yourself you'll start it for 5 minutes. That's it. Because once you start, your brain opens what it sees as an unfinished file, and that nagging feeling to close it will give you the momentum to just keep going. This next one is a total classic for a reason. You have to stop trying to do everything. The Pareto principle, you might know it as the 80-20 rule, basically says that most of what we achieve comes from a tiny fraction of what we actually do. This chart says it all, doesn't it? A huge chunk of our daily busyness is just low-impact stuff, spinning our wheels. The real secret is to figure out what that vital 20% of your work is. The tasks that actually move the needle, and pour all your energy there. You'll end up getting way more done by actually doing less. And for this last one in the section, let's talk about social anxiety. A huge reason we feel it is because of something called the spotlight effect. You know that feeling that everyone is staring at the coffee stain on your shirt or judging that one awkward thing you just said? Well, here's the truth. They're not. They are way too busy worrying about the spotlight on them to even notice yours. Just remembering that can be so liberating. Okay, we've made it. This is the final and maybe the most powerful trick of them all. This isn't just about one little interaction or a single task. This is about how you actually perceive and remember your entire life. Okay, look at how our memory of an event actually gets formed. You'd think our brain just kind of averages out the whole experience from start to finish, but it doesn't do that at all. As you can see here, our memory gives a huge amount of weight to just two specific moments: the moment of peak intensity, good or bad, and the very end. This is called the peak end rule, and once you understand it, it changes everything. It means you can have a really tough vacation or a stressful project or even a kind of boring date, but if you can manage to create a strong, positive ending, your memory of the entire experience will be way more positive. So whatever you do, always end on a high note. So there you have it, a whole toolkit of powerful psychological blueprints. But just knowing this stuff is only half the battle. The real mastery comes from actually putting it to use. So are you going to use the proximity shield in that meeting tomorrow? Or maybe plan your week using the 80-20 rule? Or just make sure you end your day on a really good note tonight. The power is officially in your hands. The only question left is, which of these blueprints for life mastery will you use first?